right, well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much. This is the 40K to 400K formula workshop. A couple new faces, a couple of people who've been here, previous weeks. Really appreciate everyone spending their time here on this cold Wednesday evening. At least it's cold in Melbourne. A couple things that I really want to go through before we jump into it. And the first one is to try and put away the next 60 minutes if you can. These sometimes go a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, depends how interactive the session is. If you can put away 60 minutes, that should be perfect. Secondly, I do see a lot of people's faces already, which is beautiful. If you can and you're comfortable with it, please turn on your webcam. That way we can, see as many people that we can on these sessions while we give feedback. I will also make another, I'll go over it one more time. We've had some new people jump in, but these videos are used for marketing purposes afterwards. So these will be on YouTube. They'll probably be in other places. So just understand if you do engage and you do have your webcam on, we can't edit this out afterwards. So if you're not comfortable with that, make sure to turn off your webcam now. And lastly, a lot of you already have been really active in chat, so I don't really need to go over this, but there is the chat function in the Zoom. If you have any questions or anything, make sure you keep using that. Usually I try and ask people if that makes sense to kind of get everyone engaged, but you don't really need it today. So we'll just crack on with everything. A few goals that I really want to help everyone to tackle. The first one is going to be all about how to turn browsers into buyers. And when we say this fancy terminology, really what we're just talking about is conversion rate and conversion rate optimization. So all conversion rate is say 100 people go to your website and one purchases, that's a 1% conversion rate. Now, if that same 100 people go to your website and 5 people buy from you, that is a 5% conversion rate. So simply what we do is we try and build websites that have as high conversion rate as possible to make profitable businesses. Secondly, we want to see what's broken and what's not working. There's going to be a lot of people here who are already running businesses, who maybe are already running ads or working with agencies, and maybe you're not getting the growth or results that you're really hoping for. Maybe you've tried anything else out there and it didn't work for you. We're going to show you why potentially those things didn't work previously, and we're going to show you what you need to change to start seeing results and start growing your business profitably the way that you want. And lastly, my real goal is to make sure that everyone here leaves with a real actionable plan. You know what your next step is. You know what you have to be focusing on. There are a lot of things that you could be doing in an e-commerce business, but rarely, actually only a few of the things are really what matters and what drives the growth in businesses. And I want to make sure that everyone here knows what they have to do after this to see that growth. A couple questions people usually have about this workshop is, and the things that we teach is this going to work for me? And it's a completely fine question to answer, but usually when people ask this, it's because they want to know, I'm planning on selling something pretty interesting, or, there's all these different products I could be selling. What's going to work? Is this going to work for the product that I choose in my niche? Just to let you know, we've worked with just about every niche that you could think of. Now, if you're selling products online, if it's e-commerce, what we go through today will be relevant to you. And will it work at my size? Another really important question. We have people on here who are already running successful, in-person service-based businesses, or people who are already doing 50,000 online and want to do 200,000. Then we also have people who are just starting, who haven't even selected products yet, but they know that they want to do this for real. It doesn't matter where you are along that spectrum. As long as you are interested in doing e-commerce, we can definitely help you. Usually the things that we do for the brands that are scaling, we teach as fundamentals to the brands that are just starting from scratch. So absolutely, it's relevant for you. And lastly, and probably the most important one, is this relevant now? Is everything we're going to teach you be relevant, as you continue to grow your business? And I just want to let you all kind of rest assured that what we teach you is directly derived from the results that we get with the brands that we work with behind the scenes 24/7. So yes, everything that we teach you is something we teach because it's battle tested and it's working right now with real Aussie brands in just about every niche and size that you could think of. And who this usually for is, well, we love working with people who are passionate, and that really means someone who either you love the business, you love the products, you want to get them out there more, or you're just really savvy about growing a business and you've always wanted to do this for yourself, or maybe you're just trying to build something that's there to leave a legacy for your family. Whatever it may be, as long as this is something that you feel passionate about doing, you're the kind of person that we can definitely help. Secondly is you might be feeling overwhelmed, or sometimes a little bit lonely. Maybe that's the overwhelm comes from the fact that no one around you knows how to help you, and you feel like you don't know what the next step is. You feel like you're juggling 10 balls at once and you don't know where to stop and focus, and it kind of leaves you lost. And this is how most kind of businesses end up failing, because they don't know their next steps. We're going to help you overcome that overwhelm today and get you really clear on what you need to be focusing on to grow an e-commerce business in Australia in 2026. And lastly, obviously, we're all here to grow business. In the end, that means a business that makes money, that makes profit. We don't just want to grow businesses that, you pay all your money to the ATO, manufacturing costs, employees, all this kind of stuff. We want to make sure you're building a business where at the end of the day, it actually has an effect positively on your lifestyle. You're building something, you're able to take money home, you're able to build a lifestyle that you want. If that is you on any of these, then perfect, you are in the right place today. And I want to quickly introduce Paul, who a lot of you have already met. You've probably seen the videos anyway. Paul is the CEO of our business, and yeah, just a couple of reasons why you should spend the next 60 minutes or so with us, Paul.
Hey everyone. So first off, thanks for jumping in tonight. I'll give you my quick backstory. So I've been in the e-com space since 1997. Back when I was like 14, I discovered computers on the internet. I'm talking this is a very long time ago, obviously. And then around 1998, I started my first e-com business where I was selling computers online and CD burners and modems and all that good stuff. I built that business to a point where I sold it in 2014 to a company on the ASX called Shopify. Shopify was then acquired by a company called Harris Technology, so they're still around. I had a couple of months off and then I came back and I started an agency called Insightful. So Insightful now builds about 100 Shopify sites a year. A couple of years ago, I built those sites with my wife and our amazing dev team. Got about 8 people there at the moment. Chris, I'd say about 2 years ago, roughly 2.5 years ago,
Great.
Chris and I were chatting, and he said to me, he goes, "We've got so many people that come to me for advice about growing ecom brands," and I was giving all this advice to people in a one-to-one capacity. So I'm like, I feel like we need to start an e-commerce coaching community that's private. So we started the e-commerce circle. We now have nearly 400 members inside the e-commerce circle, brands doing 6, 7, and 8 figures in revenue, largely family founded brands that we work with, mum and dad, husband and wife, nana, pop, all kinds of people in there. No big, massive corporate juggernauts, a very family founded community. And the stuff that I teach in the community is the same stuff that I've been using for like 25 years being in this space. So I like to think I'm pretty good at building high performance teams like our team and other teams that I build for our clients. I've probably sold just about everything you could possibly imagine on the internet. And if I haven't sold it, my clients have sold it, all the weird and wonderful stuff. So I also take a lot of pride in taking complex problems and making it very easy for anybody getting into e-commerce to understand, because I think there's so many gurus out there at the moment teaching stuff that is absolute nonsense and just like stuff that doesn't even work. So I want to be the anti-guru guy. And largely why I do this, I've got a 4-year-old and I've got a 5-year-old and I've got a loving partner. And I think it's very important that we build businesses that make profit, that we have a great time building them. We set a great example for our kids and we just enjoy coming to work every day. So, and that's why I started the ecom. And that's why I will say that's why the ecom cycle was pivoted really in the last probably 2 years to be all about that kind of personality that we kind of work with. So again, yeah, thanks for jumping on. I hope you get a ton of value out of what we're going to share with you today.
Cheers, cheers. Awesome. And yeah, just quickly to say that, again, to reassure you, everything we teach you, it's not airy fairy, it's not just theory, it is all the principles that Paul's learned over his time doing this, and obviously all the coaches that we work with. It is all from direct results that we get. That is specifically what we teach here. And I just want to run through a couple real case studies. I think, Julian, if you can, while I do this, just leave a link to the reviews in the chat below. Just so if you want to verify any of these, you can go and find the real reviews by everyone. But this is Liz. Liz came to us earlier, I think last year. She runs Industrial Shed. They sell tools. You can imagine there's a lot of competition in that space, right? She was doing mainly wholesale. She wanted to go start selling to direct for retail, direct to consumers, and we really helped her to build that online presence that really conveyed who a brand is correctly to the right kind of person. So we built that high converting website, and we really helped her nail the brand messaging. And then from there it was all about how do we get more people to this website. Now it's built to convert, and ever since then we've been kind of increasing the amount of traffic to that website every single month until, well, when they started with us, they were doing about 40 grand a month, and now almost I think it's a year and a half later, they're doing, this is actually an old number, they're now doing about 250K a month, which is awesome growth for them. And then honestly, it's the sky's the limit for Liz at the moment, the Industrial Shed. But then there's also a lovely couple like Paul and Delane who they sell protein powders and collagen, and it's this clean product, and they sold it at a lot of markets, right? They were doing the market hustle. And they were doing great at it, but they were really capped to doing about 10K a month with this business. And they knew they had something great, and they knew to get it out there more, they had to go online because that's where everyone is. That's how you can reach everyone a lot easier without having to do more markets. Like Michelle before was saying, you can only scale yourself so far. So same thing with them. We helped them build that high converting website, nail that brand messaging, create that platform where everyone can go to them and then be able to buy their product easily. And from there, it was just about getting the traffic more and more and more each month until I think the first 5 months they went from 10 grand to about 40 grand up until I believe earlier in this year, Paul's just shared it, so you can't fake that. I think they did 130K the last month or so. So they're loving their online business and kind of what it's done for their family and their living situation. It's pretty awesome for them right now. And then even someone like Jade. Jade, we just caught up with earlier this week. Jade, just so you know, came to one of these workshops, I think just over a year ago. She's a mum of two, full-time job. My point is, she has no time in the world, but she knew that she wanted to give this a real crack. Now, didn't even know what product she wanted to sell. She just had experience as a physiotherapist, and following our guidance, we said, look, go down, you want to go down this area of expertise, find something that's right for you, and then start building a business around that. And since then, last time we caught up, she has now done her first 40,000 a month this year. And this is all as a part-time gig, guys. She still has a full-time job. So she's doing this between the time she has from putting the kids to sleep and then, going to bed herself. That's how she builds this business, because of the way that we're able to help her. And lastly, someone like Leah, who went from $0 sold, just a really lovely product, came into the e-commerce circle, worked with us, still works full time, but she's building this amazing brand. 4 months later, she's now doing $10,000 months, and that's just the start of it. Everyone, I save this space, watch Sunza in the next couple of months. This thing's going to go bonkers. But the reason we go through this, everybody, is just to say that no matter where you are, there is potential to grow a business. It doesn't matter if you're starting with no product or you already have a business and you just really want to take it to the next level. If you're serious about doing this, it can be done. And I want to be really honest as well in this call that we do have, a very unhidden agenda. Obviously, I want as many of you to be the next case studies up here as possible. So I want to work with all of you at the end to help you to grow the business that you love. And at this point, I just want to ask your permission, before we jump into everything. If at the end of this workshop, if everything was really good, you found value in it, do you mind leave me a yes in the comments if you're happy with me sharing this awesome new deal actually that we've got for the new financial year with you, so you can start building your businesses as well. Just leave me a yes in the chat if that's okay with you, so I know that we're all good and we can kind of get into the good stuff. If not, no problem. You don't have to hang around, or we obviously do not make you stay here at any point. Yes from Kirsty, yes from Gareth, Carissa, you just flew in there. Sarah, Michelle, yes, 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 beautiful, beautiful. Thank you all so much. Lovely. One more thing, this is seriously going to help us out when it comes to giving you direct feedback. It's just always good to know. I know I was speaking to you before. Leah's just jumped in. Is that Leah from Sunza, Paul? That's just jumped in?
No,
Oh,
no,
differently.
you're fine.
Okay, I was going to say she could say those nice words we just said about her. But it's really nice to know, everybody, where in your journey you are right now. So when we give you feedback as an audience, I know roughly kind of where everyone is. Still see those yeses pouring in. That's great. So let me know, where are you right now? Are you a startup? Are you just starting your business from scratch? Maybe you don't have a product. Are you at setup phase? You're already making some sales and you're kind of growing the business. Are you in that grow up or scale up phase where you're really in a point where you're just kind of scaling the business and optimizing everything? Let me know in the chat as we go, so when we do give you feedback, we have a good idea. So we got Kirsty as a startup. Perfect. That's completely fine. And I don't want you to feel silly either. On these calls, a lot of people tend to sit in who are already scaling the businesses. They kind of sit in more in the background, and there's always a lot of people who are in the startup phase. That's completely fine. So we've got a couple startups here. We got to grow up from Sarah. A couple more startups. 14 mins in. We got the freshest in Gareth ever. Awesome. Startup branding, startup, no sales. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Good crowd. Have products burning a hole. Yes, we'll stop that burning. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, everybody. And when we share the results that we get, people kind of get a little bit skeptical. They think sometimes it's just luck or sometimes magic, like that we rely on to be able to do these. But the fact is, if you're able to get consistent results across different niches, different products consistently, it's because we have a system. And I'm going to quickly take you through what that system is, very broadly. And then we're going to pick a couple of websites to come up, and Paul's actually going to audit them live on this call. That'll be a lot of fun. So our system is what we call the more orders model. Very simple, three-sided triangle. This represents the three sides of e-commerce businesses that most people really leave out, which causes them to fail, that we focus on, that helps people move the needle. Doesn't matter if you're coming to us and you're already doing 50,000 a month and you want to get to 200,000 a month, or if you're someone who's just starting and you're saying, hey, Paul and Chris, I want to do things correct from the very get-go so I don't make these costly mistakes later. These are the same things that we teach you no matter where you are. I'll take you through what each of them means, so then we can kind of get up to date and we can kind of get into the good stuff from there. But the first one is all about the store and conversions. So before you would have heard me mention conversion rate optimization, and it's true. The higher your conversion rate, the better your website performs, the more profitable you'll be as a business, and the bigger you can grow. Now, the reason this is so important, and the reason why that number is almost live or die, is because we're all smallsy businesses. We don't have tons of cash to splash and see what works first before we can change and optimize things. Most businesses here, we need to see profit as we grow that so we can reinvest into the business, keep our head above water, and really grow our business month on month. So what we really help nail is store conversion rate optimization. And this is all about functionality of the website and brand messaging as well. We'll get into that in a minute. But mainly this is functionality of a website. Is it easy to buy from you? Are things in the right places? Do we have all the little thing, all the bells and whistles that would make people feel confident in buying from you included, so that people can actually spend their hard-earned cash with you? The second part is all about your story. Now, this is branding and brand messaging. And what I mean by that is this is literally the words that we use that describe that who we are, the what we do, and why people should spend their money with you. And we put these everywhere your business exists. It goes in your website. It goes in if you're running a store in person. It goes in your digital media. It goes in your emails. It goes everywhere. And the reason it's so important is because you have to be able to cut yourself out from the competition. You might notice you're in an industry where there's a lot of bigger competitors, and we can't compete with them with deeper pockets. So the only way we can do that is to differentiate ourselves so clearly that people have no choice but to buy from us and not them. And this is how we really nail it, is with the wording on how we present who we are, what we do. Lastly is all about strategy. This is how we grow the business tactically month on month. And when I say tactically, this is really about understanding when to do certain things in the business. Because everyone gets into this and they want to do everything all at one time, and it sounds great until you have to go do it and it feels like a mess. And you don't have to do it that way. If you know the 80-20 principle, a lot of the time, 20% of the work gets you 80% of the results. And we are very big on that, especially people who are just starting. A lot of the time, you only need to be focusing on certain things at a certain time to see the most growth. And oftentimes, if you get overwhelmed and you start working on everything, it's actually going to slow you down and actually make the results worse. So we're going to be really big on how do we make sure we know we're working on the right thing at the right time as we go. So this is a Mora's model. These are the three things that we focus on with every single business that we work with. It doesn't matter where you are. And once Paul gets back to his seat, what we're going to do is we're going to actually pick a couple websites here, and we're going to audit your businesses and show you how to implement these three strategies live for a few of these brands. So while we wait for Paul, I am going to start looking through a couple of businesses. You're back, but did you have any in mind, Paul, that you wanted to look at first? We'll bring someone up.
I reckon the Balance Bikes brand. That's cool. I like it.
What was that one? Sorry?
The Balance Bike brand. It's the other
Balance
one.
Bike. Did we have the Balance Bike brand still in here?
As we do this as well, so I'll mention this. If that person is still here, and it was, who was it? Let's have a look. PK, is that right?
No, Peter.
Yeah.
It's your brand, PK.
Well,
All
it's
right.
my daughter's brand.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, so inspiration was her son. So he was born totally deaf. So we always sort of wondered about his balance. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, we basically Caitlin come up with the idea, and they've been over to China and they've got the balance bikes made. And yeah, so he was the inspiration.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just rips around on that thing like nothing else.
Okay. Were you here last week, PK, or is that a
I
different
was,
PK?
yeah. So
Also, okay.
I just thought I'd bring this one forward to have a look at.
Oh, cool. Because you had nothing last week, I think, when you were here. And now you got
No,
this
so
hiding
this is
away.
so
This
yeah,
is daughters.
I totally yeah. So I'm zero. This is Caitlin and my
Okay.
daughter. So yeah, she'll be keen to know a little bit more about more sales.
All right. Let's rock and roll then. Get into it.
Sure.
So let's have a look here. Interesting concept, the whole like deaf in like I'm deaf in my right ear, right? My balance is weird now that I'm older, but so I'm going to do this on desktop because I can't do it on mobile because it's too small to see. But when someone lands on your ecom website, right, here's what they see. They see, I'm going to draw all over my screen. For those of you that have been here before, you've seen me do this a few times now. So I'm going to draw that bit. And I'm going to draw down here, and I'm going to draw here, and I'm going to draw in this section. And then I'm going to put some words in there and start talking about everything, right? So that was a terrible line, wasn't it? It wasn't straight at all. All right. So when someone lands on your website, there is a heading here called a H1 header, right? And that should say H1. Heading 1 is the most important sentence on your entire website, followed closely by the H2, right? So heading 1 means the biggest heading. Heading 2 means the slightly smaller. Then we go down into this section here, and these things are called trust statements, right? So what you want to happen when people land on your site is people read your H1 and they go, yep. And they read your H2 and they get a few yeps, and they read all your trust statements and they go, yes, 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 yes. And they read this thing up here and they go, yes. And then they start reading other things on your website, such as they can see your phone number and they can see proof and they can see a lot of other things. And the reason you want this to happen is because the more yeses that you get in the top area of your website, the more they are likely to scroll down and buy your stuff. Right. So you can't just land someone on the website and like, hey, the brand is called Zelane, learn to ride, big sentence, couple of things, rah, rah, rah. Right. So what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to log into what's called the More Orders Command Center. Some of you may have seen this as well. So Command Center is something I've been working on for a couple of years, but I'm going to go in here and I'm going to show you how it works. So first I'll duplicate this and I am going to pick the new headline generator. So before I get into this, I'll quickly explain what this does. So basically you log in here and there are hundreds of different GPTs that solve hundreds of different problems. All right. So rewrite your headings, improve your AOV, improve your conversion rate, write your ads, write your email flows, everything, right? Those are amazing stuff. But for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go ask the GPT finder. I need to write a new headline for a site. So it will pop up. It will give you like 3 or 4 different GPTs that we're going to use. We're going to use them. I'm going to show you exactly how this works right now. And this is very different than just going to bloody ChatGPT and Claude and giving you some like crappy response that it hasn't thought out. There's a lot of programming that's gone on behind all of these so that it gives you accurate stuff that actually makes a lot of sense and is usable immediately. So we go through here. And I will speed through this because I want to do this quickly. And I'll also say when we do this properly, Chris McLean, who's on this call, the guy with the mustache, and I do this for big brands, this can take us like 6 to 7 hours. For small brands, you guys can use this thing and blast through it. So let's go back here and go, here's the website. Copy and paste it. So I need to rewrite the H1 and H2 for this site, and I need I might make it bigger in case some people on my mobile or something, you can't see anything. And I also need like 10 trust statements. And I need 3 statements for the announcement bar. So what this will do, it will go and generate me a H1 tag for the homepage, a H2 for the homepage, all the trust statements, all of the stuff up here at the top of the page. And it'll also do it based on keywords that have a lot of searches in Google and Bing and ChatGPT, because you want your H1 to be a sentence that people are actively searching for. So at the moment, this says nothing about balance spikes, right? Not here, because learn to ride the easy way. So we've got to fix all that, right? And you also want the sentence to, once they read it, people go, yes. Ideally, yes, as many times as possible. So I'll do this. We'll give it a second. Or I'll just come over here, and here's one I prepared about a few minutes ago. So let's go to the top. So I checked the site. I had a look. We sell balance bikes, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to start with this first. I'm going to start with the H2 because that was pretty close. So lightweight, height adjustable balance bikes and matching helmets designed in Melbourne to help little riders build balance, confidence, and for the love of getting outdoors. So if I read that as a dad, I go lightweight, yeah, height adjustable, yeah, it's balance bike, yeah, matching helmet, yeah, designed in Melbourne, yeah. I got like 7 yeses in that sentence, right? Then I come up here, so it's pattern balance bikes for big little adventures. Like, that sounds fun. And if I don't like that, I can just come back in here and go, this is good, but give me like 6 more ideas and make it more playful, but keep the word balance. Cool. And maybe we want to include the word Australia or something, or for kids or something, right? So I'll run that again. I'm going to give it a minute. There you go. Balance bikes made for tiny trailblazers. Every parent's going to read that and be like, I want that for my kids. Or balance bike for park days, pathways, and proud dad moments, or proud mum moments. Sounds much better than like learn to ride or whatever it says at the moment, right? No, obviously no disrespect to PK. He's not a marketing guy, but there's a few. So you go, that's my new H1. That's my new H2. This makes sense so far. Like way more yeses when we're reading this statement. Then we go back up to the top bit and we come over into here and we go through and go in the trust statements that I spoke about down the bottom. So again, these are long, but they're a really good starting point. So as a dad, if I read tiny rider approved, parent sanity considered, I go, that sounds great because I need that because my kid's likely to like try and jump off something and hurt himself, you know. Designed in Melbourne for driveway laps. Yes. Little enough for little legs, sturdy enough for big adventures. Yes. Comes with cute bits too, including a basket and a belt, blah, blah, blah. All of these things are like, I don't know about for you guys. How many parents do we have on the call? Put your hand up if you're a parent. Like if you read them, is anyone going, yep, that sounds good. And I can make them smaller, right? So I can go with the trust statements. They need to be max 4 words because that's pretty big. I mean, when we would design someone's website, we would do an image and we would make it readable and it'd look great, but not everyone can do that. So we'll shrink it a bit and you go, you know, designed in Melbourne, built for wobbles, like made for mini explorers, helmets made to match, ready for park laps, blah, blah, blah. You got like 27 bloody trust statements, right? So you go, cool. I've got a H1, lots of yeses, got a H2, lots of yeses. I got lots of trust statements. Dial that in. Come back up here. What did I get with the announcement bar? Or maybe I didn't do that bit yet. All right. We'll come back to that. Now, the next thing that I put on this page would be a unique selling proposition. So a unique selling proposition is like, why should I buy from you? So if you're at a market or something on the weekend, most of you will have a statement that you say to people as to why they would buy from you. An ideal is like 30, 40 words maximum. So potentially, we could say, is it Zelane, PK? Is that how I pronounce it? Like Zelane, or what is it?
Yeah, so Zelane.
Yeah, so Zelane makes premium pattern balance bikes and matching helmets that help little riders build balance, confidence, independent, with lightweight, height adjustable designs made for everyday outdoor adventures. I'm like, great. That should probably be sitting like here somewhere, right? So before I start scrolling, people go, oh, I've read that as well. Cool. That's what I'm all about. Right. Now, normally, like the rest of the site, you go, great, you've got your balance bikes, that's okay. You've got some reviews, that's okay. You've got some random sentence here. Like the story, like don't hide the story on another page. Put it on the homepage. All right. So if we come back here and go, write me the founder's story on the homepage and keep it under 200 words. We've got this thing anyway, so I might as well use it. Copy and paste it. Grab that. Use some of this. One thing I want to say, right, when I can, you guys can also use it like this and say, use some of this, because this is all trained on how I would do this. So you can give it very simple instructions because it has a lot of constraints around how it does stuff. Like you wouldn't go to ChatGPT and you go, hey, write me a founder's page and use some of this. It would say whatever the hell it wanted to say, right? So it probably steal content. What it would do, it would steal content from your competitor and it would write it like that instead of using what it should be doing. So we'll take this bit because it's probably pretty long at the moment if we're going to put that on that particular page there. All right, there you go. So began with the sun, sander, deaf in both ears, et cetera, et cetera. So I go grab that, take that onto here. So now on the homepage, we've sorted the H1, we've sorted the H2, we sorted the trust statements, we sorted the unique selling proposition. We've got the brand story down the bottom. There's still a lot more stuff that we would be putting on here. Like I would be putting stuff in the announcement bar that is way more exciting than 10% off. I would be putting like little sub bits of details throughout the site. So people go, oh yeah, I read that and I like that. Like see these kind of things, 10% off purchase, free shipping, buy now. They're okay. But like the trust statements that I've included, are better. They will convert better, right?
Yeah.
Does this make sense so far, PK?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And there's a reason we spend so much time when we do this for a brand like yours, ultimately, because we want you to be using all of this messaging in all of your meta ads as well. If you don't have congruency between what you're saying on your site and what you're saying in your ads, then people see your ad, they go to your website, they bounce, right? It has to be consistent, has to be persuasive, has to say the same thing, right? So like I can effectively now come along and just go, I can download this whole piece of work that I've come and done in here. And I wouldn't normally do this, but I'll show you anyway. If Chris Vida, you're okay if I do this bit? So go in here and I go, I want to write an ad. So click that and I will do, let's just use this. So it sounds a bit boganish, but whatever. So normally I would use this thing to take someone's crappy ad and make it into a good ad, right? But I can use this anyway. So I go, here is a bad ad, right? And I go, let's do this. Oh, what did I do? I broke it. Hang on. Something's glitched. I'm just going to do this. Copy and paste it. All that'll work. Copy and paste that. Grab that. Put that in here. Write me a meta ad for this business. Do this. Don't judge me based on typos. Like I type fast and chaotically, and ChatGPT doesn't care if you can't type anymore. I don't think anyway.
Still knows you.
Still knows who I am. Yeah. My kids are actually obsessed with like Terminator since they've been like 3 years old. So I've got a Terminator on my arm anyway. So like me and AI are all good. We're besties. So they're going to come eventually. So, all right, here's a primary hook. Before pedals, they need balance. Then they continue with that. Where do we go here? So, all right. Primary text, the first bike should feel fun, not frustrating. Zelane balance bikes are lightweight, height adjustable, designed in Melbourne, yeah, so that's off to a good start. Opening hook on screen. So what this thing has done is literally written a script for PK to do, right? And I'm going to extend it a little bit, and I'm going to show you why I'm doing this. So extend the VSL by about 3 times. And I'm doing this really quickly, right? Like you guys could probably take a while to do this and actually do what it tells you to do. So let's give this a second. Reason I'm trying to show you all this again is because you got to think that most people, busy mums and busy dads who buy kids balance bikes are on Facebook and they're sitting there going like that and they're going, there's someone having lunch, there's someone picking up the kids, there's all the political bullcrap that's going on in the world at the moment on Facebook, and then up comes your beautiful kid on a balance bike, right? You have to hook them in with something really good. Then you have to hook them in with a really good video. Then you have to hook them in with a really good offer. Then you have to send them to your website. Then everything that's in your ad has to go on your website. If that is not a really seamless process, all that happens is if you don't get lots and lots of yes, 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 yes in that meta ad, and then lots of yeses over on your website, and then you handle all of the objections that they've got, like how much you're shipping, what if I don't like it, what if I break it, what if it doesn't do monos, can I return it, right? All that good stuff. You're not going to get a conversion. So let's have a quick look and see what this did. So, all right, I'm going to start at the top. So a lot of parents think the first step to riding is training wheels, but for many kids, the real first step is learning how to balance, steer, and feel in control. That's what balance bikes are made for. No pedals, no wobbling around, trying to do everything at once. Just 2 feet on the ground, a lightweight frame, and the confidence to move at their own pace. So Zelane balance bikes are designed in Melbourne for riders aged 2 to 5, an adjustable seat, blah, blah, blah. At first, they might just walk, then they might just push it one day. Then one day, usually when you're not expecting it, they lift both feet and they start riding it, blah, blah, blah. You can see where this is going, right? It's a beautiful story. So we go take that, put it in your ad, run it to your website, where we go. So after this call, PK, you'll be ready to rock and roll. So we'll go back here now. So homepage is like largely sorted, right? I will say a couple of things, like most of the homepage is in the wrong order. That's the problem, right? So when we build websites, we use a thing called the converter kit, and the converter kit has everything in the right order. Tells you put a H1 here, put a H2 here, put trust statements here, put this here, that, everything, right? There's hundreds and hundreds of different elements that go on a homepage and on a product page and on a collection page. and on a cart page and on the thank you page. If you don't have them, your website is never going to convert as good as it can, and you're just going to pour money down the drain when it comes to running ads.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
I was sending the founder to you.
Good
So
idea.
this is good. This is
Good,
great.
good. All right. So now let's pick a bike. So now we're looking at the product page, right? So again, if I'm looking at this and I'm looking at this from a conversion rate optimization perspective, which like what Chris spoke about before, if you've got a conversion rate of 2%, every 100 people that come to your website, to buy. That's like in fashion, that's considered fantastic. 2%, 3% is great, right? But for a toy brand, it should be like 5%, 6%, right? That's the goal. So, I mean, I'm mindful balance bike is a competitive space, but this is a cool bike. Like it's beautiful. I've got 3 balance bikes in my backyard already. Like a wooden one from Kinderfeet, I think it is, and a few others.
Yeah.
And yours looks better. So let's pull this apart though. All right. So you've got reviews. That's good. Most people don't. This is going to cause an issue. It doesn't work. Like you can't click it. Like price is in the wrong spot. You don't really have a short description. You don't have what we call breadcrumbs on the homepage.
Yep.
I can't even see the add to cart button at the moment, and I'm on desktop.
No.
That's probably not a good thing, right?
Yep.
The first photo, there is no kids in the photo, right? So you need photos on your website are what I call aspirational. So you need like the cutest boy and the cutest girl ever, and they're smiling, and you can see their face, and they're like having a proud moment when they're riding the bike. Because the parent sees that and they go, "I want that." Parent doesn't go to your page and go, "I want my bike leaning against a log."
No.
You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
So it's much like I spoke about fashion. Like, you know, if you sell dresses, you want the lady to look like she's having the greatest time ever and she looks beautiful and she's confident and rah, rah, rah. Unless, of course, it's high-end fashion, in which case she needs to look miserable because that converts better. I still haven't figured out why, but it does. All right. So, so there's a lot going on there. You also don't have Shop Pay turned on, right? So for those of you that are brand new to Shopify, there is an unfortunate, ugly purple button that Shopify let people check out with straight from this page. You need that so that people can buy from here and they don't need to enter their login details. So if I was auditing this, I'd probably say there's like 50 things missing from this homepage. For context, I'm going to show you this file. And all of this stuff, by the way, is like inside of our training and our vault and everything. Product page. Let's do this one. So just short bit of an example here. Everything on here, and of which there are, I don't know how many things there are. 100 and goes down to 246 things, right? So all of these things in here only relate to images. So these are all the things you should be doing from an image perspective on a product page for it to convert. Most people probably just like, I take a photo of the bike near a log and put it on my website, and that should do the job, right? There's a lot to it, right? So, and it's the same with, I'll show you this as well, checklist. Which one do we want to use? This will do. So when we build high-performing Shopify sites for people, we go here, right? We go, everything on your homepage, you need all of these things, right down to 103. On a product page, you need all these things, right down to you need a video, you need a testimonial, you need breadcrumbs, you need bundles, you need to make sure you have your H1, 246 things. You go to your checkout, you need all these things, right? Go to a collection page. I won't bore you with all of them, but the reason I show you that is because if you don't have all of them, this is the way conversion rate sucks, right? So really, really important that you dial all these things in. So if I was PK, was it your daughter, PK, that you said?
Yes, that's correct.
This is her brand. So
yeah.
What I might do is, do you know what revenue she's doing at the moment? Is it a new business or what's the go?
It's relatively new, yeah. Yep.
Okay. I want to do one thing. I wouldn't know.
No idea on revenue, but we'd like to move some bikes, I think. Last I heard.
How many you got in stock?
I reckon there's a good 800 in stock.
Oh, okay, then. Yeah, that's probably a good thing worth fixing. So,
yeah.
Do you know how much traffic comes to her website at the moment?
I have no clue. I just thought I'd throw it up there tonight and let you have a look.
All right. Let's do this exercise. So, how much are the bikes again? $299. So let's assume PK's daughter gets 1,000 people coming to her website a month. I should call it 2,000 people. 2,000 people come to her website a month. The average order value that people buy from PK's daughter is $299, right? And her current conversion rate is 1.3%. How much money does this business theoretically make monthly at the moment? Give this a second. I'm terrible at maths. Thank God we have ChatGPT to just like do this for us and hopefully do it for us. Otherwise, I'll hope my math teacher's not here going, yes, you are, Paul, but you're a good talker. Let's see what this says. So average order value of $3.99. That's not correct, but conversion rate 1.3, 2,000 visitors. So if they were doing that, if that's what was actually happening, this is how much money PK's daughter would be making every month, like 10 grand. Right? So now if we change that, her annual revenue would be $124,000 for the year. Like she might be happy with that result. I wouldn't if I had $800 in stock. So things that we need to fix. What about if we kept the same amount of traffic every month coming to PK's daughter's website, but a conversion rate was 3.6% and they purchased 2 bikes, which made it $700 a month, right? Or close enough to that. So how much more money would the business make monthly? More importantly, how much more money would this business make over the course of 1 year and over the course of 2 years and over the course of 3 years? So the reason I do this exercise is to show people that go, geez, it's expensive to buy a good website. All right. And I go, yeah, but you sell a $299 product and you have $800 in stock and you won't spend the thousands, whatever the price is for your website, right? They go, no, I won't. I said, okay, like look what you're going to lose out on then. Because if you have all this traffic coming to your website and if you had that conversion rate and you had that average order value, instead of making $127,000 a year, should now be making $480,000 a year. And the extra revenue should be making over the course of 2 years is $960,000. And the extra revenue should be making over 3 years is $1.5 million. Right? So it blows my mind when I meet people who have really, really good products and they won't invest money into websites or they try and stuff around doing it for themselves for like 2 years. And I said, do you enjoy losing millions of dollars of potential income every year? Most people will go, no, right? So I imagine most people on the call would be like, yeah, I agree. I don't want that to happen, right? So does this make sense what I'm trying to talk about here? Any questions about this so far?
That's amazing. Thank you. It's brilliant.
And I mean, for someone like you, though, this is the biggest thing that happens. And I see this, like, for those of you that are new on this journey, for those of you that are on it for a little bit, like, this is one of the most important thing you take away from this message tonight is the fact that a lot of you invest a lot of money into stock, right? I don't know how much you paid for her 800 bikes, but I imagine it's probably somewhere around $60, $70, all right? So if you don't sell those bikes, $70 times 800 of them, because you won't invest in the website, I don't know about you, but that's just stupid. Well, putting it out there, right? Do you know what I mean? So
I totally agree.
It's the equivalent of like, we also talk to a lot of people who have retail businesses, right? And I go, what's the first thing you do if you have a retail presence or you have a market presence? Like you show up good, like you paint your shop, you have a sign, you have welcoming on the outside. That's what your website's supposed to do. It's the same as if you go to a market on the weekend. You dress good. You don't go there in your Crocs and your trackies and half drunk and like a terrible stand and stuff. Like you make sure your stand looks great. Your website needs to do the same thing because your website's selling for you 24 hours a day while you're asleep. It's the reason people like Zelane and Paul, the market people, when I met them, they were doing 20 grand. Now they're doing 120. So when I met Liz, she was doing 30. Now she's doing 300 or 280 or something, right? Because we make them look good and we make them to convert better. So all the traffic that comes, they buy stuff, right? So it's super important that you nail how your site converts, which is why we call it the store. And then we nail how you talk about your brand, which is your story. And then we'll do this bit in the bit for PK. You go, here's PK's digital market. Here's his strategy that actually needs to do over the next like 6 to 12 months, right? So I will turn this off for a second. I'm going to draw
a big thing there, Paul, as well for people like what was your daughter's name, PK?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, yeah, and like there's a lot of people make the same mistakes as Caitlin, and a lot of the time it just comes from the fact that you haven't done this before. Like a lot of people,
Yeah,
you
and
probably, you don't know what that next step is, and it's very normal. So if any of you here are experiencing that, we see it all the time, and this is why you need to
and
really nail the next couple steps, which is what Paul's going to do.
so they did hire. So just to clarify, they did hire somebody to build that website as well.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. And I don't even know whether it's Shopify or what it is.
Mm.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's
Um,
start.
On your mat. On your mat.
Just get
Yep.
it up.
hang on. Someone's there. Someone's getting yelled at on your mat. I don't know who that is, but
Oh, good.
all right, give me 2 seconds. I just want to. So, can everyone see this screen? I need like a tablet or something so I can draw on. But
Yeah.
as you can see, I'm not fancy. Like I build ecom businesses. I'm not a presenter. So let's get into this and hopefully this works. Zoom changed everything recently. I can't move anything. Let's actually show you something. I wouldn't normally do this either, right? But I'm going to show you like something that, because PK just spoke about this. Most people do everything in reverse. So they come along and like they build like a website that doesn't convert. And then the thing that they try to do is they try to grow the business by running meta ads. And then they get sucked in and they get told to do like SEO. And then they get sucked in to go, let's go get more products. Right. And they do all of these things. Right. And then they go, oh, let's go and fix our broken website. So they're already sending all this busted traffic to a website that's not built to convert. So it's complete opposite. Right. Most of you probably go to Shopify, join a Shopify group, get the Dawn theme or get the Horizon theme or get the Impulse theme or get the 90 other themes that you can get from Shopify that are easy to set up and you go, I'm good to go now. And then you go and meet someone that says like, let's run some ads for you. Let's do your meta ads, blah, 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 blah. And you go, I'm running ads to a website. Why isn't this working? So we do everything in reverse, right? So we come along. First thing we do, and this is what PK needs to do. Mind you, very fortunate. When he sends this to his daughter tomorrow, she'll be like, geez, he's already done about 10% of it for me for free. So
Yes.
first thing you want to do is nail your story. So again, I touched on that very, very, very lightly. Like when we do this properly, we go PK's ideal or your daughter's ideal client. She's 35. She makes 100K a year. She's a mum with 2 kids. She reads these magazines. She buys this stuff. These are her problems. These are her passions in life. We go deep, right? But we dial in your story, right? Then we come over here and then we go, cool. Now make sure your site is converting properly. All the fancy elements that I spoke about on all of your pages, handle all of the objections. Objections are things that people think about. What if it doesn't? What if it breaks? What if I don't want to buy it? How do I return it? Like, are you going to be around next year? Like, is it coming from dropship from China? Right. So you've got to build all of these things into your site. So you nail your story, you nail your store, and then you start going, let's build out a digital marketing strategy. All right. So that's why we've got the S's. We've seen the thing that Chris shared before. We call it the more orders model. And the more orders model is these 3 things because it leads to more orders, ironically. So then once we've got all that, then we start going, cool, let's start growing the business, right? By doing proper ads. So we take the story, I've used a different color. We take this and we put it in your ads. And then we send your traffic back to your store. Away you go. But none of that happens until we go, what is the actual strategy that we're going to do? What do we say? How do we say it? All that good stuff. Like, how do we set up our ads? Excuse me. So that's meta. Then you go, cool, what's the next channel? You go, well, a lot of people are going to come to PK's daughter's site. And for some reason, they're not going to buy on the first touch point. So you go, well, we need to set up all PK's daughter's abandoned cart flows. So what that means, if someone leaves, they get an email 10 minutes later that says like, hey, Phil, like you didn't check out on our website. We want to tell you the story about why we started the brand, or we want to give you a discount, or we want to give you a review, or we want to give you some other stuff. And you go, great, send me that. And we send them that stuff for the next week until they do buy. All right. So now you've got an ad channel where you can put in $25 a day or $100 a day. And you go, great. I put in, let's call it, I put in $1,000 a month here and I get like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 more, whatever, back. All right. And I go, cool, scale that. And then if for whatever reason they're not buying, you go, cool, email picks up the scraps. And we work with brands that literally sell like a $40 freezer bag, a $40 bag that you put your produce in, right? And it keeps your bloody lettuces fresh, right? When I made this lady, she was doing 10, 20 grand a month or something. Now she's doing $200,000, right? And that's what her business does. And she does that because she did this, she did this, she did that. She does this. She does one other thing. She runs Google Ads. All right, $200,000 a month for a product you put in your fridge that keeps your bloody potatoes fresher. Right. It's because she's dialed in all this. So her website looks beautiful. Her story is beautiful. Her product is great. Her emails are great. Her meta ads are great. She doesn't have 900 products. She doesn't have heaps of stuff. And literally her and her sister running the business. Like Liz is her and her husband running the business. Paul and Delane is Paul and Delane running the business. Right. Making sense why I'm so passionate about how we talk about this stuff. Any questions about this so far? Probably from you, PK. You're just like chanting at the bit to tell your daughter about. I've solved all the mysteries, I would imagine.
Absolutely, yeah. It was, and I can tell you, it was back to the front. It was a visit to China and her partner Brandon, and went over there and had a great idea. And then all of a sudden, there was a container of push bikes here and balance bikes, and then Caitlin's basically had to get on a bike and try and get these things out the door. So
Wow.
it was literally what do you call it? Cart before the horse.
Yeah, I always try and say this correctly every week. It's you got to go horse before the cart. Is that the correct way? Horse before the cart? That would make sense. That's
think
how
that's what
everyone
we
needs
need
to
to do.
start. That's how
Yeah.
everyone needs to start thinking about this. And I just saw Sarah ask a question: would you follow this flow if you're a retail store stocking other brands that already exist? Absolutely. It
Absolutely.
doesn't really matter what your situation is. It's all about building the foundations first before getting the traffic. If you have a website with no foundations and you spend money on the traffic, you will not make sales from that, and you'll be very disappointed that it doesn't turn in, there's no return in your ad spend. So even if you're selling other products, it doesn't matter. You still need a website that's going to help you sell them. Your website's your salesperson, basically. So you have to set that up first, and then you give it the traffic. Sarah, does that make sense? Awesome. Thank you.
Chris, do you mind if I show you this for like 2 seconds? Just the scorecards, just parts of it, just the foundation. So like when you guys get access to the command center, which everyone should buy it. I'm not going to pitch it now, but like go there, figure out, buy it, right? In here, we rate the stock, the story, the store, and the strategy. Disregard the rest of this stuff for now. Like if you're in this space in your business, right, you need to dial in, are you selling the right stock? Have you got the right story? Do you have the right store? And do you have a strategy? So like this thing would literally go, like give yourself a rating out of 10. You go, that's a 5. This is a 4. This is a 7. This is a 2, whatever, right? And then there is a correlating GPT that is purposely built to help you solve that problem. So if you go, if you don't know what you're selling, you think you're selling the wrong thing, you go, I give myself a 3. You go, cool. Let's validate my market. You go, you do this, right? So again, everything for us comes back to these pillars. You got to go next. There's 200 or something things in here where you rate yourself against, right? But really, really important that you follow the sequence. That's Chris's point. You got to go boom, 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 boom. Most people skip it and they start trying to operate like a $40,000 or $100,000 a month business, which is like in my system that I've built here, and they go straight to promotion. Right. And they focus all on their ads. Everything's about ads, and they completely forget this bit. Right. And they spend no time doing this bit. And like that's why the business is flops. Right. Makes sense. So we might do this for another brand as well. Darren Flood, who's on here as well. Floody, you requested that I do it for which brand was it? Snorty, I think it was.
I think we looked at Snorty's last week.
Yeah, I thought we did. Did we already look at Snorty's? If the person from Snorty's is here. Bulldog brand or something? No, I don't think we did. We'll do it. Darren, come off mute unless you're driving or something, but we'll have a look anyway. Is the owner of Snorty's here? If you are, like, here's your opportunity.
Kirsty should be on the call, Paul.
All right, Kirsty. Give us your pitch, Kirsty. Like, make it good so people want to buy his stuff.
I designed dog lover streetwear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dog lover streetwear. It's not cutesy. I'm not into that cutesy pink pastel stuff. So it's aimed more towards people with woolly breeds and things like that who are tattered and just don't like the ordinary pastel stuff.
Okay. Have you got value out of what I've spoken about so far in terms of the H1 and the H2, the trust statements? I imagine you've taken a whole page of notes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
A whole heap of notes.
So you need to redo your H1, your H2, your trust statements,
Yep.
your USP. Let's do a bit of it for you. Why not?
Yep.
We'll do a demo. So might pick a different one. Oh, I'll do headline again. That's fine. Do this. Actually, you know what? No, we won't do this. Okay. When I talk about when people need to do their brand communication playbooks, which is the story I keep talking about that, right? So, again, this is all the steps you actually have to go through. So this is not live yet inside the command center, but see how it's got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. When we do this properly, this is how you do it. I'm going to do a really short version today just to help Kirsty, and we're going to do it the old-fashioned way, like as of last week, old-fashioned. But here's the headline generator. Come in here. And let's do a new H1, H2 for this site. You also don't need to type this. You can just come in here and click one of these. So you go, hey, create a premium homepage hero copy for my website. You click the button. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make it even easier. So challenge my homepage headline. Tell me what's unclear, what to avoid, and what to do next. Let's do that just for the hell of it. It'll go, what's your website address? So copy and paste that in here. Oh, so here, here's the site. This one. Oh, stop. Hang on. Gone rogue. I went to the previous site. Here's the site. Give it a second. I mean, I like to think this is pretty fast considering what this is doing in the background, right? It's executing a prompt that is about 30,000 words. It is going to the website. It is comparing it against all your competitors. It's then running it back through an engine and it's going, how do, what do they do versus what do we need to do as well? And then it's going to suggest new ideas for the brand. So there's a lot of thinking that goes on here. Let's have a walk. Avoid making dog lovers too soft. That's an interesting comment. I'll say one thing as well, right? So see everything that it's spitting out at me at the moment. Effectively, I like to explain this as though if I invited you to my house and we sat at my kitchen table, here's how I would talk to you. I would be like, boom, 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 like drinking out of a fire hose. Like question, 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 question. And this does the same thing. It's trained on what I would ask you. And then it's trained also on the best copywriters in the world, the best persuasive writers in the world, proven stuff that works. The 400 clients that we work with at the moment, right? It's not just going to ChatGPT and ChatGPT. All ChatGPT would do if you went to and go, hey, write me a new headline, it would model it based on the most basic prompt ever. It'll go, you sell t-shirts on the internet to bulldog lovers, right? And it'll think that's good. And you'd think that's good because you go, well, you're a supercomputer. I'd like to think this is a good answer, but 99% of the time they're rubbish, right? So most of you can cancel your ChatGPT subscription and Claude and use this instead, right? So let's go back to the top, see what we've got going on here. So H1, for people who'd rather talk to their dogs, too broad, too many messages. Yeah, so there's a lot of mixed messages. Risky, what to avoid, why to stop. All right, so let's do this now. Headline. Yeah, all right. Give me 5 new potential H. Oh. Is you're in a tough market. I'll say this now, right? Anything in the dog market, pet space is tough. However, bulldog owners, there's a certain type of person that buys a bulldog, so I get the vibe you're going for. We got to go. What do they want to hear? So, what does it say at the moment? Pops for people who'd rather talk to their dog. It's probably not going to be a huge change as we go through this exercise, but dog lover tees for people who'd rather talk to their dogs. It's similar. What have you got for your H2? So you don't have a H2 at the moment. So we've got in here. So gritty t-shirts and hoodies designed for Aussie, Australia, obsessed dog humans there. Yeah, maybe. Again, like this, me being honest, like I'd probably spend 2 hours something trying to do this for you because you need it. Like it was much easier to do it for PK. We had a bit more context, but let's just make the H1 a bit more search driven. When I say search driven, I want keywords in there that people are actively searching for as well, right? Because people aren't searching for the term like gritty t-shirts. So what do we got here? Shop dog lover t-shirts, hoodies, and dog themed apparel designed for Australians for people who live life and with their dogs. We need to include the bulldog component, right? I need to spend more time in this view because it's a bit interesting. So we'll do some trust statements anyway. Give me 10 trust statements. Oh. Chris V, jump in if you've got any commentary or anything. We'll jump into the next bit in a minute.
It's just the feeling I imagine would be very similar to the other brand that we worked with, who's in the circle, like that tough, rugged feel behind it. I'm imagining it'd be some similar phrasing to that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the kind of person, Kirsty, that buys from you? Sorry, just unmute at the moment.
Yeah. At the moment, I've only had 3 lots of sales. So
that's okay. No problem. What's the kind of customer that you think that you're after? Who's this for?
People who are pretty obsessed with their dog.
Obsessed, is that a strong word?
It's about bulldogs though, right?
It's not. It's about like staffies, mastiffs, any bracky kind of dog. The ones that people usually say don't get them. They're huge vet bills.
Yeah.
The ones that are banned over in England at the moment, all that sort of stuff. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So all of that, when you join the community, we'll just go through this and dial all this in for you because we're like, I know where you're trying to go. We just need to spend more time a bit one-to-one to dial it in. So, yeah, like all these sort of brands, right? Like what I've mentioned. Let this finish first. Because you want to call out those people in your product. Really important. Like, who is your customer? You go, this is for you. So there was another lady on here, I think it was Michelle, that spoke about eyelashes and so forth, right? You go like this, I exist for you. And here is how I make your life better. And here is how I make your status improve to those around you. Very important for those kind of brands. People go, they're buying what Michelle sells because they're going to go like, my eyelash is going to be better. And everyone's going to comment on my eyelashes and da-da-da-da-da. I assume that's what the brand is about. All right. So that's got to go into your trust statements. The best eyelashes that you've ever had, whatever. Right. We might do this for you a little bit potentially as well, Michelle, maybe. What do you reckon, Chris? How are we going for time?
I'm happy to do one more if everyone's keen for time.
We'll do that. I always struggle, if I'm being honest, sometimes I struggle with dog brands because it's hard to talk, to make it differentiated that different. It's hard. Right.
I love what Kirsty told me though. Like the things that you said, like it's these kind of dogs that are banned, like they're rough, but there's so much love in them. Like there's things like these kind of things that you would say to each other. These are the emotions you need to convey on the website because, like what Paul's saying, everyone, it's true. Everyone wants to start a dog brand. Everyone wants to start a t-shirt brand. We're doing both, so it's like we got to get really, really nailed in on that messaging that's going to connect with someone. That's going to say, yeah, I'll go spend a little bit more with Kirsty rather than going to Kmart and buying something cheap and crap and nasty for like $20 less. That's what you're always going to be thinking about is like there's people who are going to sell things. It's going to be worse quality for less. And right now, people are going to go towards that unless we give them the reason to say we're the right people to buy from. So the more we go into that, the better.
Like here's a short USB, for example. So we'll let this finish what it does. So pretty streetwear for Staffy, Bulldog, and bully breed people designed in Australia and made to order. It says what it does, right? People go, yep, that's me. All right. So one of the biggest things you're going to have to do with this brand is you're going to have to get on camera and you're going to have to film what I call a video sales letter. A video sales letter is who's ever stayed up at midnight and purchased steak knives on the internet, or like a salad spinner, or the random crap that you used to be able to buy on TV. You know, you get on there and they'd be like, it's the middle of the night, you need a pressure cooker, and old mate on there seems like he's had like 95 Red Bulls, and you're like, I don't know why I bought a pressure cooker and steak knives on a chopping board at midnight, but it's the greatest thing ever and it's arriving tomorrow. That's a video sales letter, right? Because there's like peaks and troughs and like a journey that you go on. So you need to do that for your audience, right? And traditionally, it would cost you probably like 10 grand to do that. Now you can come in here and you can go over to this thing and you go type VSL. And for all of you looking for a side hustle, you can all become VSL writers after this and charge thousands of dollars for it. But you come in here and go, help me write this VSL. Again, this is trained on how they do that. Come in here, put all the words in. Usually it will ask like 60 questions, right? It's very, very, very thorough, but you have to have that on your homepage. You also have to have that in your ads. So for example, Leah that we spoke about from Sunza, her top converting ad at the moment is a video sales letter that started off as a 10-minute thing. And now it's like a 3-minute video something, and it absolutely crushes for her. Right. So yeah, okay. It's going to see all the questions that it's asking me here. Question 1, and then question 2, and then question, how do people see the dog? What do they hate about normal dog merch? What makes them trust your brand? You know, what are they secretly hoping to achieve when they buy your product? How aware are they of the problem? Right. So you have to go through this. You have to answer it. By the end of it, you're going to get a script that's about that long, and I guarantee you'll read it and you'll be like, oh my God, I sound like a professional. And that goes on your homepage, that goes in your ads, that goes everywhere. And then that will solve all of your problems once you do that. And then you can take that, go back, and then you'll have a new H1 and a new H2 and a new trust statement. And exactly the same for you, Michelle, exactly the same for every single person on the call. Like, game changer when you do this properly. Chris V, where do we go from here? I can keep doing more.
Look at
Do you
why
wanna do
reckon
this?
we get
Do Michelle?
Michelle on quickly, just because Michelle's coming from a slightly different angle. Michelle, if you're still around, are you happy to do a couple minutes with us?
Oh my God, I would absolutely love
Yeah,
that.
lovely. So just for, I think you weren't on yet, Paul, but Michelle, she has an eyelash studio and she wants to really convert that into more of an online, let's sell some eyelash products so she can kind of scale it as a business. You've been doing it for 13 years, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really like tough on the body being hunched. So
Yep.
my potential client customers for e-commerce would be other lash artists. So I'm selling things that lash artists need,
Yep.
like
Yep.
the lashes and the adhesive. It's definitely not a apply yourself. So my target audience. So see, as soon as you look at my website, I'm going to cringe. So it's totally wrong. I'm moving away from that.
Yeah.
So you're selling to like
Other lash artists.
okay, yeah. So like, and they do it from home. They have shops. They have wherever. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. And there must be like 10 ladies that do this where I live from home and stuff. And we're like, who's the best lash artist? Da, 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 da. And they're like, yeah, go speak to this person. Okay, I get it. Okay, and then is there 2 components to your business? You supply the product and you teach them how to do it.
So there's actually 3. So I actually have done lashes for 13 years. Then I added teaching, but I want to go like 99% to e-commerce. So maybe pretend that's my homepage. Maybe, I don't know.
Is this the product? You buy that and then it got like, what product would I've got nice eyelashes according to my Nana. She used to always say to me, but like, is there a starter kit or something?
No, maybe I'm hoping my little hero product might be the adhesive, but see, already it's under accessories, so that's hard. It's stupid to find already under accessories. See, Sky Zone. I don't know. I thought maybe do you target one product or something? Really don't know what I'm doing.
Let me backtrack a bit. So you're selling to the ladies who actually do the lashes. So they don't need a starter kit. My bad. They need like a whole
They need to
massive. They need to replenish the stock. Yeah, because they're doing lots of ladies' eyelashes a week. So they like how long does this go for? Is this how many people?
I would guess, let's say 7 or 8 appointments.
Okay, so I buy this and I invite all the ladies over here and go, come over and we're doing your eyelashes. 7 people. Okay, what else do I need to buy though?
You definitely need adhesive.
Adhesive. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't sell that. You don't sell like a whole month worth of supply of everything to someone?
No, I don't.
$400, $500. You're like, well, it is if you've ever wanted to like have a side hustle at your garage, like deck it out and make it look nice and do lashes at home. I'm Michelle and I'm going to show you how to do it. You could do that. I've done it for 13 years and I make whatever, how much money you make a year, 50 grand, 100 grand, like what, I don't know what it is. And you can make 3 grand a month cash. Good in this economy. Like, here's your starter pack and here's your replenish pack and here is how you learn how to do it. That's what you need to do. No, don't franchise it. Like, just sell, like, or maybe like you go, here's the product, and then become certified as a lash, like how to do it. We send you leads. We send you inquiries for customers. Away you go. So you've got a hybrid business, right? You're the teacher and the supplier and the doer and the subscription, and you got everything going. So huge potential, I think, in this. But you're right, though. This is confusing.
It's very confusing.
You just need to target women that are into beauty that could do this for other women, of which there's millions of them at the moment going, Jesus Christ, everything's so expensive at the moment. Like, I could learn how to do, how long would it take someone to learn how to do this? Like Sarah sitting there, I'm watching her face, she's interested. Like, how long would it take Sarah to figure out how to do this as a new side gig?
Like a 4-day one-on-one course, but there are much dodgier ones. I think totally dodgy ones you could do it in a day. It's actually really scary.
All right, we're not going dodgy. We're going to keep Michelle. Michelle's the goat. She's the greatest of this. So okay, makes sense then, right?
It's unregulated. So there's so many cowboys out there.
Yeah, cowgirls.
Cowgirls.
Yeah. Okay, dodgy girls. Yeah, you just need
a whole refresh.
A whole rebrand. Yeah. This would be a whole rebuild, and it'd be like, step 1, hi, I'm Michelle. We're going to do this. Step 2, you're going to buy this. Step 3, here's how you make money using using this business, right? So, you wouldn't just have a normal H1 and a normal H2. How everything I've said is the same thing. Like, how we would build the website would be dun, 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 like trust indicators and conversion elements and all the good stuff. So you're probably like a good candidate for Chris Bellata. Will talk to you tomorrow one-to-one. We'll map out what you should do, because genius idea. I reckon you could crush this.
Oh, thank you.
So trying to think if there's similarities between the three. Like PK's daughter's business, pure ecom, easy. Scale that thing to the moon. Like Kirsty's business, pure pure play as well. We'll need a massive community in the background of that, right? She needs a Facebook group full of all the people who have those kind of dogs and talk like how those people kind of talk. Yours is like also community based, because you're teaching people how to make an income and selling them the product, right? So all three of these businesses could be absolute fire, in my opinion.
Wow. So, thank you.
Sorry, Chris, you go. I'm gonna stop talking. We're gonna be here till midnight.
Every brand could be, fire, like you said. Like there's so many brands we come into where we're like, no idea, like the person's just passionate about the product, and within a few months they're doing like tens of thousands of dollars in sales. You never know. It's just about putting in those foundations correctly at the start. And for Michelle, just look out for a message from Julian. Julian will drop you a link to just book a time with us to chat tomorrow. So just look out for that in the Zoom chat. But I think we'll go ahead and finish this off because everyone's been so patient.
Can I just ask Chris, one question? Last week I missed a few comments, and there was a few interesting comments in the chat. I missed the chat altogether. So have I missed anybody this week? So because we've done a varying range of brands and people, I just want to make sure no one's going to leave and get all salty like last week. So
no, I think we're all good.
We're all good. All right, cool. Okay, back to you.
No worries. All right, so let me just get this up quickly, and I'll share my screen again. So I'm going to ask everyone here a couple questions, and it is, asking for a little bit of vulnerability from all of you. We always have to start with assessing, where are we at before we kind of figure out how to get to the next spot. Can everyone see the screen? Just a nod or a thumbs up or anything? Can we see it? Yes, beautiful. Sounds good. So I'm going to ask everyone to use the Zoom chat below, and on each of these store, and strategy, I want you to rank yourself from either a red, which means you need to fix this as soon as possible for your business, a yellow, which would be it's okay, it could use some love, or green, you think it's strong right now. So I want you to rank this for your business right now. And if you're new and you haven't got a business going yet, that's completely fine. I want you to do the same, but to see how confident you are in tackling this moving forward for your new business. So I'll give everyone a minute or so. Just start entering those in. Let me know.
Red,
Yeah,
red,
Jeff,
red from
red
Jeff.
from all. That's normal. Yellow, green, red from Kirsty. Yellow, yellow, red from Christine. Yellow, green, yellow
Red,
from
red, red.
Sarah.
Lol.
Red, yellow, red, 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 red. LOL. That's a new one. Red circle. It's me for everything. Yellow, yellow, yellow. All yellow. Okay, good, good, good. I
Need
do
some
like
love.
this. Please send out. That's
Wait,
funny.
send out.
No, it's good. I appreciate the honesty, and I ask it because we all need to kind of see where are we right now, so we know what we need to move on to, moving forward. And I want to ask you one more question. If you were able to dial all these three things to green for each, so your story was green, your story was green, sorry, your store was green, your story was green, and your strategy was green. I want you to just answer me yes or no. Do you feel like you could build a successful business from there, or you could scale the business you're already running? Yes, from Jeff. Yes, yeah. A lot of yeses quickly. Business already works, but could be so much better. Absolutely, Gareth. That's completely fine. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. On the way, on the way. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely. It's good. I appreciate the vulnerability. This is how you need to be when it comes to improving yourself in your business. You have to look for the weaknesses. And I absolutely agree with you all in that if you were to nail these three things, you could have the business of your dreams because we see it all the time inside the e-commerce circle. And these tend to be the three biggest roadblocks people run into. So you might know this fact already, but roughly 90% of all e-commerce businesses, so everyone who starts an online business, fail within the year. And it is because most of the time that they do not nail these foundations. It is as simple as that. And I know it does sound like I'm oversimplifying it. Obviously, we're teaching everything we can in an hour. But obviously it isn't that simple. There's a lot of hard work that goes into this. And a big question for everyone is, are you ready to do the hard work? I'll let you know, we do not sell dreams here. There's a lot of people out there who will tell you, yeah, just do this, do that. Yeah, you'll make $100,000 a month. Yes, there are strategies that work, but you have to be willing to apply the work ethic to actually use those strategies. So for us, we're not going to sell you a dream, but what I want to do is to get hopefully like-minded people like yourself who already know they want to do this, they're ready to put in the hard work, and to provide you with the tools and the strategies to actually create that business of your dreams. Now, I want to quickly just preface this by saying we work with brands of all sizes. So we love working with the brands that are scaling up. So if you're anywhere doing 20K and upwards, we absolutely can work with you. And I do want to chat with you, but that's going to have to be a little bit more of a private kind of chat between us. So Julian from our team is going to drop, sorry, Paul's already got there faster than me. There's a link there. If you are in that scale up phase and you want to chat privately about where to go forward from there, please do book that call. But for everybody else who is not there yet, you might just be starting your business or you've already made a couple sales or you've got some traction and you need to really just get that next step going for you. What I'm about to talk about is going to be completely for you. Just to be realistic, we do love working with the big brands, but about 90% of the people that speak with us that come to us for help are people who are just starting, who are only making their first couple sales. And ultimately, for us, we have a mantra where nobody's too small to help for us. And we want to ideally get 10,000 people, 10,000 Aussies to build the brands of their dreams. So we're absolutely here to help. If that is you, then what I'm going to go through right now is specifically for you. It's to help you get to your first 5K, 10K, and even 20K months. And this is all to be done over the next 12 months, guys. This is our goal. For over the next 12 months, we want to give you the tools, the strategies, and all the guidance, similar to how we've done today. Essentially, the A to Z of growing a business on Shopify, so you can have everything you need, so you have the support that you want to help you chase that dream of building the business that you truly desire. And to give you a bit of an idea on how we're going to help you do that, if you thought today was helpful, just this 1 hour or so with myself and Paul just jamming, we do more than 5 of these live calls a week. Right? And they cover all different topics. So we go deeper into everything there is to know about e-commerce. And it's done by coaches who are out there proving themselves, building brands themselves. So we teach all this stuff every single day. No marketing. Obviously, we do this to get you here so we can tell you, what the next step is. But once you're in there, it's all pure value. This is what you need to do. So we do live coaching calls a lot like this. You'll be held by Paul, Chris McLean, all of our other amazing coaches. But we're also going to provide you our step-by-step course foundations. So if you're someone who's new to this and you come in and you need to learn what is brand messaging, no problem. You come in, you take the courses of which you have access to all of them. So you go through them for about an hour and you learn the process so you can understand what it is, what we're talking about. So we provide you that entire course structure. Some people need to learn a little bit more at their own speed. That's completely fine. Now, we couple that with a private community online. This is the e-commerce circle. If you heard us mention the e-commerce circle, that's what we're referring to. It's our private community. It's online. A few people here are actually already in it today. And basically, this is an online community of about 300 plus Aussie founders, all doing what you're trying to do. And it's a support network, right? A lot of people feel like they're in this doing it by themselves. It feels lonely because you don't have the people to lean on. This is what the private community is there for. And lastly, we give you the specific tool that you need in order to build yourself a high converting website. And we'll touch a little bit more on what I mean by that. But if you're somebody who you're sick of trying to build a website yourself, like going through all the tough coding, or you don't want to, you're not ready to invest into, a full website build by a professional agency, we're going to give you the tools to be able to do that yourself as well. The same that we did with everyone else that we've spoken about beforehand. I want to give you a bit of a pathway of what it looks like once you jump in. So say you jumped into the circle, you signed up today to what I'm about to tell you. You would jump in, you would join the community instantly. You come in onto Slack. Slack's basically just a platform we use to host the online community. It's like Facebook, just a lot more organized. But say you jump in there, you get access. Your first call, you come to what we call our scorecard session. Basically, this session is held by our coaches just to help you figure out exactly where you are in your business right now and exactly what your next steps need to be. What's the next thing you need to work on inside the circle to see growth? Because everyone who comes into this will be at a slightly different kind of journey or point in their journey, and we understand that. So you come in here, do the scorecard session, understand where you're at, and say maybe you're somebody who doesn't even have a product yet. You come and take the perfect product course. So you get our foundations and our guidelines on exactly what it is that makes a good product. Or if you already got a product and you're already selling it, awesome. You can skip this, or you can still do it and see what we can improve to make it a more sellable product. And then you go to the community, you go to the calls, you get feedback from the other business owners until you land on that product that works for you, or until you've optimized the product and you're ready to do the next step. At which point, you start working on your brand messaging. Remember the order we went through? It is so important. So the next step is your brand messaging. So you've taken the brand messaging course. You can start doing it yourself, follow our process, start doing it yourself, but then you come to the live coaching calls. For branding specifically, it's actually held by Chris McLean, the man, if he's still here with a mustache, he's our head of branding. And here you get to listen to everyone else talk about their brand messaging. You get to hear the coach teach it live. And then you get to ask questions directly for feedback on your brand message that you've come up with. So we kind of couple the education, the do-it-yourself, with every single day live support in our live coaching calls. So now you've got your product, you've got your branding, now you need to build your website. And this is probably the trickiest bit that people come into. But here's the good thing, right? Because when we build websites for people, to be honest, we have what we call our high converting framework. And this is essentially when we build websites, we have a whole dev team that do this. It's a full-time skill to be able to custom code websites, right? It's very hard and it tends to be a big time block, but it can be a very expensive thing to get done as someone who's new to business. So essentially what we have done is we've taken that framework, right, that has all the coding and everything that you usually waste hours doing. It's already in that high converting framework that we give to you as a template. So you get this template and then you start working off of it because it's exactly as we designed it. So you've got everything there that you need. You just now need to update it with your own branding that you've come up with your product photos, with all your logos that you develop inside the circle, everything. And you can rest assured knowing that everything's in the right place. All the functionality is there and you don't have to worry about a second of coding. The better thing is that community that we told you about, I just got this question from Michelle Rowland, and I love that you asked this because I did speak about Karen at the very start. Or maybe I didn't actually. I'll mention her a little bit. Karen's this lovely old lady. She's almost 70, right? She builds teacups. She makes them herself. She paints them and sells them. We helped her get onto Shopify using exactly what I'm telling you now. She built this website that she has by herself. She's now doing $15K a month. And with her, yes, she's not techie, and she did have troubles along the way. There are going to be issues. This brings me to my next part, which is why we do the circle, why we have the community, because we have our whole dev team that sits in that community. We have an entire channel that's built to support you and everyone else using the same website template. So if you ever come into any troubles, you don't just have live calls you can go to ask support from, or all the other brands that are in there that have already done this process. You have an actual dev team who sits in there 1 hour a day, so that you can leave questions and within 24 hours you get direct answers from the actual people who built this. And if it's very easy, look, they'll send you a quick video to show you what needs to be done. And this is how you're going to use our template. Instead of going on some free template and struggling to do the coding where we can't even help you, it's like jump on this, get onto our framework and move on. Get this done as fast as possible, because this is where most websites, most businesses get stuck, is at the website. So now you got your website, right? What's the next bit? Sorry, I've gone a little bit too fast. Yeah. The next bit is, well, now we need people to go to this website. So you come to the marketing calls. You learn, how do I start getting traffic to my website that's going to be profitable? So when I do spend a couple $100 on my Facebook ads, I can go learn from Lockie, who's the head of our meta ads, who runs it for all of our other brands that we work with, him and his team. And you can learn and develop your own strategy to now start getting traffic to your own website. And from there, guys, this is the formula. You've got your brand, you've got your store. Sorry, you got your story, you got your store, and now you've got the strategy on how you're going to get more people to your website every single month. So you reinvest what you make into the business, grow it and grow it and grow it until you've hit the business of your dreams. And it might sound overly simple, but let me just be frank with you. This is the same thing we've done with everyone that we've showed you before. I think Julian, and you can link it again, there was a link to our testimonials page. This is the same process everyone else is doing. People like Jade, who went from not even having a product a year ago, coming to one of these calls. Now her business does 40K a month, and she still has a full-time job. She just does it a few hours a week. A few hours a night. No, it's not that, a few hours a week, I wish, but still a few hours a day. Now, Karen, even herself, this is who I mentioned just then, she went from being on Etsy selling about $2,000 worth of teacups, still amazing. She makes them herself. But we said, hey, you have to get into Shopify. You have to nail the brand, the store, the story, the strategy, and then we'll go from there. And now she's doing 15K a month selling the. I don't actually know how she's going to make more. That's her problem right now, how she's going to make more teacups, and we'll help her with that too. And then even someone like Leah, she runs Sunza. They sell these lovely little bags. She came to us doing nothing at all, but she knew she had a product that she wanted to get out there. And the same thing, we worked on the story. We helped her build a store with a converter kit that was going to actually convert people into sales. And then from there, right now, we're sitting at the 10K mark. We're like, this is awesome. We've got a good amount of traffic. How do we get this to 20, 30, 40, 50K over the next couple of months? And that's where she's going to be going. So what I'm about to tell you is what I'm about to offer you is going to be the exact same thing that we've spoken to about for all these other brands. And yeah, the reason I bring these up is just to show you, exactly what we're going to go through is designed for you if you're in that case. It's for the person who, you want to make this happen, but you feel like you need those guardrails to kind of guide you along. You probably don't have endless time or money, which is most people, right? And you want to make the most with what you do have. That's what we're all about, is making sure you are efficient. We don't sell a dream that's hard work involved. We just make sure every minute you put into your business is done efficiently by focusing on the right things. And also, you don't want to be someone who is doing this alone. That is one of the hardest things ever, is to try and go this alone. So if you're one of those, if any of this is kind of resonating with you, you are who we designed this for. So I'll go through the package, and you're probably waiting for, how much is it going to cost and everything. And I just want to quickly go over again what we're going to put into this. So you will get access to our private coaching community where we do the calls, everything, where you can join in and talk to the other community members and founders. You get access to that for 12 whole months. You get access to all our coaching content. So how to pick a good product, how to run your meta ads, how to do your Google ads, how to do SEO, everything that you'll need to know. We have courses, and we're still releasing courses as well, updated every year to get you up to date with where you need to be. And then on top of that, on top of the live coaching calls and the courses, we also are giving you our converter kit, the high converting framework. So you no longer have to worry about, can I make this good website? It's already there, ready to be done with all the bells and whistles installed into it. So for all this, everybody, we usually sell this package for $2,500. Now, we did send a couple emails out this week saying this is actually going to be a bit of an end of financial year deal. We kind of missed that boat from a little bit. So this is actually going to be our start of financial year deal. And basically, this is our way of saying, we know there's a lot of people who've been coming to these for months. And we see the recurring faces. Not everyone jumps on at the same time. It's completely fine. But, it makes sense for us to every now and then offer something that, we want to really get those who feel like they are ready to make this jump. We want to make it as accessible to you as possible to take action today. So we are actually just going to, for the next couple of days, split this price in half. It is going to be $1,250 as a pay in full option up until I'll go through actually when it's up until in a little bit. But there are also options to pay in multiple batches if you like as well, just to make it easy. I want to make this as no-brainer for everyone here who wants to start the e-commerce journey. So Julian or Paul, anyone from the team would probably have, or if not, please do drop a link to the checkout page. Perfect. There's a link down there right now. I want you to go check it out. If you know this is something that you need to do, just jump in now. We'll get you onboarded as of tomorrow morning. Take your time if you need to think about it. No pressure at all. But I just do want to make this very clear. A lot of people have paid full price for this previously. This deal will only be available till I believe it's next Monday. Next Monday morning, this will be closed. You have the weekend to think about it if you need. If you need to ask us some questions, no problem. You have me and Julian and Paul himself, who you're probably chatting with already. I also want to open up today, right now, just as a chance for anybody to ask us any questions that you may have about ourselves, what we do, the results we get, or what we're asking you to join today. Because this, honestly, guys, once that goes up, it will be back to 2,500. And honestly, we're probably going to make it more expensive after that again. So this is your chance. If you're looking to make the jump, this is the chance. You've always wanted to build a business. You've probably been hearing the same information for a while, but you just really need to take action, and you need the guidelines and the people to support you on the journey. This is the chance. So, Paul, do you think I missed anything there before we open up for questions for the night?
No, I think you nailed it. I think
beautiful.
it's the greatest offer that's been released ever. So,
yeah, I just shake Paul to make it this price. Like we need a deal that's going to be good for now. There's so many people I've been speaking to who do want to do this, and they just haven't quite taken the jump. And I know it's scary if you're starting, because it's like you're chasing it. It feels like just a dream right now, and it's an investment you're making towards a dream. The important thing is #legends. You're the best, Michelle. I think we're going to have a good working relationship, I think, moving forward. We do jam. But yeah, look, the scary bit is not having the support there. And I want to be very clear. Maybe you've tried things like this before, like courses or programs, and it didn't work out for you. I understand there's a lot of bad players out there. And the reason we do what we do in terms of having the live community, having these workshop calls where you get a chance to meet us, and all the coaches in there who are doing it every single day, is so you can work with as many real Aussies doing this every single day, so you can feel comfortable knowing that, yes, this is doable. Yes, everyone is on the same journey as me. It is doable. I can do this. So guys,
I was working at the maths there, right? So you guys get to hang out with us for, I know, obviously I don't work 7 days a week, but there's 365 days in a year. So you get to hang out with us for the entire year in the community, and the 10 coaches and the 400 members. And you get a high converting website for $3 a day for 12 months.
$3 a day.
That's what $3.30 a day, or some, I don't know. I don't know how I approved this offer, Chris, but anyway, it's a crazy offer. And some people go, like, obviously there's people on the call that go, oh, what happens if I want you to make us our website, right? Like, we can talk about what all that looks like or whatever, but for probably 90% of people on the call, you go like, okay, I get to join a community. And like I've said, we do this, what I've done tonight. I personally do like 5 calls a week in the community, right? Chris does 2 calls in a week. Our other Meta Ads coaches, our SEO coaches, our Google Ads coaches, our email coaches, our everything else that goes on in the community. So you're like, oh God, my God, like you get to hang out with all of us to do all of that stuff when it works for you. If you can't make a call, there's a whole recording channel with everything. Like Jade goes through the recording channel and she's just like, yeah, I need to fix my AOV. I'll watch the AOV recording. Then she goes to the command center and I'll use that, and then I'll post in the channel. Like, so however it is that you best receive help, whether it's live, and even when it's live, you can sit in the background, you can just listen. Or if you're like Leah, for example, Leah came into the community from another community and she had a terrible experience over there. She came over here and she sat in the background, and slowly she started asking questions. Now she asks like phenomenal questions. She's asking questions with people who are on the call that are doing $100,000 a month, and they're going, hey, Leah, I would do this. And people doing $200,000 a month, they go, hey, Leah, I would do that. So we have people like all varying stages, brand newbies up to people crushing it, that like you're all going to learn from, right? So, and as you go on your journey, we'll come back every 90 days and we're like, hey, okay, this is Michelle. She's now got a high converting website that says the right things. Now Michelle's been going through the calls. She's going to start running her ads, her Google ads, her Meta ads, Like, so we continue to help you with the next thing. We continue to show you how to improve your business using the scorecard system that I showed you tonight. Like, we're not the community that just goes, hey, put all your money into Meta ads and scale Meta ads to the moon and don't fix anything else. That's not us, right? Or sell drop shipping products or whatever. We're like, it's very sequential.
Build
Do
real
this
brands.
next, right? And I say it with such confidence that go to check out our wall of testimonials of the people that follow the process. And I'm talking like we have ladies that are in their 70s that are selling $15,000 a month that like purchase this product. They purchased this product a year ago and they pay $2,500 for the converter kit. They pay the $1,000 a year to be in the community, right? So, and they're doing what they're doing now. Like over time, we've made that process like so efficient that it's quicker for us now to produce the converter kit and the coaching and so forth. So we can now do an even better offer, right? So game changer offer for all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Do have a couple questions here. Someone from Sarah, great offer. Love to hear it. Is this an add-on? It is an add-on to the circle. So Sarah is part of the e-commerce circle already. This we've packaged that together for 12 months. So you'll get 12 months of access to this, as well as the converter kit, the high converting framework, which is a pretty big piece of IP that we put together. So you'll get that, and I'll make sure you don't lose out since you've already been in the circle for a month here, Sarah. So yes, it's definitely an add-on. And I recommend to everyone in the circle as well to get their hands on this eventually to save yourself the time of trying to build your own website the way most people do. We got PK just saying just need a product. To be honest, mate, we'll help you in terms of picking a good product. There is a very specific process we go through. And it's like the difference between picking some piece of crap from Alibaba and picking something like Jade picked that was like relevant to her and she was an authority in, and she was able to build a real long lasting brand behind. And also, I think it was Caitlin, your daughter. She's going to need this for her business as well. I'll just let you both in. Like, we do this family thing. Like, if you got family members, don't lie to us. But if you got family members, you can just both come in with a one purchase. Like, we're more than happy to have you both in here.
I wasn't expecting that. So, yeah, just needed to get the recording across to her.
Yeah, we'll get that out to you, mate. No problem at all. It'll be
Yeah.
uploaded. Look, you'll receive emails from us tomorrow, so just keep vigilant there. Christine, is this one-off to install the highly converting theme? We install it. Yeah, it is a one-off payment to get access to the community, which is where you get all the support and coaching for 12 months. And then the theme as well as installed. It's all together. Usually this is twice the price. This time it's half the price and twice the fun. So we just install the converter kit. And as you kind of go along your journey, if you already got a website, you will slowly bring the things over you have from there to this one and develop the new stuff as we coach you and update it that way. If that doesn't make sense, sorry, just let me know and I'll try and answer again. Brendan, Candy.
Your existing theme stays as it is whilst you work on the new thing, right? So like we log in and you've got like, here's your existing theme and then a new version with our stuff. You work on your new version that we help you work on. And when you're ready to go live, you publish it and the old thing just goes. So makes sense.
Awesome. And Brendan has asked, can end of the sale, can it be in installments? I don't have that much in hand. Understand. We do have the two payment options to cut that in half for you. If really needed, look, we should probably, if not, we will get this changed now. I don't know if Chris McLean's on this still, but we'll have Afterpay on at checkout and Klarna. These are systems that'll let you pay this off over a month, no interest extra. That'll let you just get that paid off monthly. So, sorry, Chris, can you?
That's already turned on.
It's already turned on. Perfect. So there you go, mate. Like you have the payment options, or you can just use Afterpay and Klarna, which are very safe ways to do it. No problems there. Kylie, oh my God, I need this converter kit. Yes, you do. I spend all day on my own trying to fix my. So this guys right here. I'm going to read this even out louder because this is why we built this converter kit. So Kylie says, I spend all day, every day on my own trying to fix the store. I've even signed up to the circle, and she really wants to make it work and to convert. So here's the thing. It came to the point where we were coaching people how to make websites where like there is a bit of a disconnect here. We have a dev team who makes these because it's a hard skill to code websites. And unfortunately, a lot of the themes on Shopify are really all of them. They're not going to give you what you need to build a high converting website for your business. So we're like, okay, it's expensive to have our team build it from scratch. Or it's all relative, but it's a big investment. But also, it's hard to get people where they need to be to have that high converting website just by coaching them. That is exactly why Paul busted his ass, I think it was a year and a half ago, to make this thing. And of course, it's updated every month. But it was like this was an issue with the people in our market. We're like, they're struggling here. How can we help them? So this is really our way of kind of getting you from that A to that B that you can't quite cross that bridge because it's just too hard. This is what it's for. So I appreciate you sharing that, Carly. I do think it'll be awesome for you. She's already using the command center. We can talk about that. We can talk about the AI stuff once you're inside the circle. That'll be awesome for you as well. But thank you for those kind words. The other mob put their price up to 24. Yeah. So PK is like figured out that he's saving about 24 grand from coming and working with us as opposed to what he was offered from other people.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
crazy.
that. Yes, thank you. I initially read as 1,200 per month, but no, it is not monthly. So we do look, we have programs built for businesses that are scaling, and that is a higher investment, monthly investment. But obviously, this is a lot more hands-on. Paul works directly on their business. Now, Paul only has so many hours in a day, so he'll apart from the coaching, which he does so much of in the circle, he usually spends his time building these other amazing businesses. So he's nice enough to make this price and make it as accessible as he can for everybody, and still gives his time in the coaching calls to everyone. It's obviously more of a group learning activity, but we do have white spaces for you to come in and have us just do stuff directly for you if you want. That is obviously, we can talk about that once you're in as well.
Can I add something, Chris? So some people, like many people, buy the converter kit to get started, right? So for example, I work with a guy, he's got a brand called Camp-A-Lot. So he's in his 50s, I reckon, and he wanted to sell camping products on the internet. So he came along, he bought the converter kit, and at the time, I think he paid like 2.5 grand or whatever it was, right?
The full price.
And then his business was still on, I don't even know what I was doing, but to a month ago, he hit 50K in revenue, right?
Oh,
and I reached, and 65K now. He's actually at 60. You know what? Let me show you a screenshot. I'm going to show everyone the journey.
Sometimes, like I mentioned, Jade at the start. I haven't caught up with her in a few months because she doesn't watch them live, the calls. She watches the recordings. She went from 20K a couple months ago to she was like, oh yeah, we're doing 40K a month now. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So you hear these stories every now and then.
So with Paul, I'm just going to load up my screen, and I can show you guys screenshots like this for days of all of our clients. So analytics, I'll share in a minute. I've got to do like the last.
All right. And I will get to everyone's questions.
If this doesn't make you all buy, I don't know, but I'm just going to like leave at the end. But watch. So when I met Paul, here's Paul when Paul started, right? He was brand new, and he had his website. I think he did what everyone else did. He went and he had at the theme, one of the themes, Dawn or Impulse, or one of those things that you get from Shopify. Darren Flood's here, and Darren's always like, don't say bad things about Dawn, blah, 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 because everyone starts up. So I won't, Darren, for you. However, he came back about here, I think it was, and he's like, mate, I want to buy the converter kit. So he bought the converter kit, and then he did it himself, right? His first version of his site was with the converter kit, and I can even show you. So go to sales channel, I go here. And again, a non-techie bloke, do you know what I mean? So if I go here, there you go. Paul Warren's edit. That's literally like here's his converter kit. I can't fake this stuff. This is where he was at. So he built this website by himself, got to 20 grand a month or something. He then came to me a couple of months ago. He's like, Paul, I'm doing pretty good now. Like, can you make me a new version of my website? I'm like, of course we can. So we just charge him like an upgrade fee, and then we take the converter kit and we make him a new beautiful website.
We polish it.
And look like this now. Here's his new version of the website. So like, we should mention this, that we work with brands where you go, some people just go, can you just do this for me from the start? Obviously we can do that. Here's Paul's website. Here's Paul's growth.
Yeah.
Again, I can't like bullshit this.
I think this is a good explanation as to why
$80,000 for June. He messaged me, and I messaged him yesterday, and I go, Paul, why don't you join? Like, we should chat about doing more stuff for you. He goes, I don't need to do more, man. I'm stoked.
He's happy with that. Huh?
I'm happy. He's like, it's fantastic.
That's great. I think a good justification of why we do this is a prime example. So we make our coaching and everything so much more accessible than everyone else because we love working with bigger brands that are ready to scale. But the thing is, it's so hard. Like, honestly, like, why would they trust us? Like, there's so many people out there who promise they can do this. So what we do instead is we help people to build their brands into that business that we'd love to work with. So we want to make this as accessible as possible so we can have as many success stories that then we can essentially create our own future clients for, and just have these awesome ongoing relationships with everyone. Everyone's making money. Everyone's building the brand they love, and everyone feels like they trust the people around them. It's so important for us. And I'll get to, there's so many other questions. I'll probably move on here. So my old website state, this is Michelle. Yeah, so as you're building this, so even if we're building your website from scratch or using the converter kit, it's another store on Shopify. So your current one stays up. You're not going to lose any traffic. When it's ready to go live, we flip everything around. No worries, Brendan. Zoom user, apologies, I don't have your name here, but you can do Klarna. Perfect. I believe Klarna's on there. So go ahead, use Klarna. I'll see you in there. Beautiful. Ernest, I already have a Shopify site that's small sales, about 2,000 per month. How does this new process work? So you'll basically you'll join the circle, you get all the coaching to do your branding, etc., work on your product, Ernest. But when it's time to start working on the website, we'll actually install that. It's like a new theme on Shopify, essentially. So you'll have your store, your current one, and this will be the new one. So you'll start bringing everything that you already like over to this new one on our framework. And as you do the coaching and you learn your branding and all these things, you add that to the new website. So eventually you're going to have this new beautiful website that's going to convert. If you're already doing 2,000 a month in sales, just by doing this, look, sometimes sometimes it's a doubling of the conversion rate, sometimes it's 10x in the conversion rate. So that's the kind of increase in sales we're going to get just by doing this. And then you keep going by growing your businesses. You start doing more marketing. You follow our processes. You just keep going through the steps that we provide you, Ernest. So, we provide you the steps and the guidelines. The real next step for you is to just click through that link. I believe that I'll get Julian to drop it again if it's lost in the rafters there. But basically, click through
I'll post it.
Yeah. You click through that link, sign up. You're automatically given access to your email, but we'll onboard everyone in batches over the next week or so. So we can make sure everyone's in the right spot, because we are going to have a big influx of people with this sale.
Yeah.
Now, Sarah, I'm sick of fixing broken code. Yeah, I have heard that a billion times, Sarah. That is why this exists. Not making money doing that. Absolutely not. As a business owner, guys, you have to really think, where is my time valuable? Is it valuable doing, like, trying to figure out coding that's going to take you 5 hours every night just to move a heading? Probably not. That's where you got to think, man, if I could just get that handled for me, how much of my time is that worth? So I want you to all think about that. But yeah, Sarah, that's the feeling. All right, off to get that.
Can I brag one more time, Chris? Because this is just to show people, like, I want to share, like, where this concept originally also came from. So years ago, I met a guy. He was a glazier, and he's like, I want to sell stuff on the internet. And I met him like 4 years ago. So the converter kit began its journey then when I met him, and I've continued to, like, work with this client. He's one of my private clients, right? So now we work one-to-one. So over the course of 3 years, give me a second, I'm going to show you his dashboard. So 1 second, 4 years ago when I met him, he was doing, I don't remember. So this is Jordan. I say we work with small brands. Here's Jordan. So I met Jordan when he was down here doing, like, I think if I go back 5 years or whatever it was when we started, down there he was doing 20 grand a month or something, right? He's now done $18 million. Right? So all we did was fix his website. He runs very good Google ads, and he's got a real good product range. And now he does Meta ads. Mm-hmm. So people that want to set some big goals and want to set some big stuff, like, start with us at the bottom, do this kind of stuff. Properly. Away you go. Right. So, and I can show you many more screenshots like this one as well.
Kylie,
for those people that watch this later.
We'll get you in. You let me know when you touch down, and I'll make sure that you get access to that. Everyone, this is kind of like an extra bonus for everyone who gets in by tomorrow. We're going to do just an extra. Look, you'll get a one-on-one session with one of the coaches. We don't usually do one-on-one sessions. If you get in by tomorrow, we'll throw that in as well. It'll be more of a personal coaching session, it's just a chance for you to sit down with the coach and really just get a specific game plan for how you're going to tackle the next couple of months in the circle. So Kylie, you let me know when you touch down. We'll send you the link as well via SMS after this, and you can just, as soon as you're ready, you take action and you jump in. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah, awesome.
This is a good one. It is fun.
What was that? You're good?
Yeah, it's fun. $2 million.
Who's this now?
Produce Pod.
Oh, yeah, Produce Pod, another great one.
She has one product.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Look,
all right. Well, I've had fun.
Stopped.
Got a few people here still.
Yeah. Couple more minutes, guys. This is your chance. Any last questions before we end up for the night? And I'll just let you know, make sure you look out in your SMSs and your emails. We will be following up with some more links for those who don't save them tonight or just want to ask a couple questions first. It's completely fine too. Thanks for the brags. I'm motivated. I'll just need to get Fee on board. No worries.
She's already on board. She talks to me all the time, Sarah. I'm already talking to Fiona. She loves to chat.
Perfect.
So, Chris, just so you know, Julian's power's dead. I don't know what happened.
Gotcha.
So it's been me smashing the comments. So
Gotcha. Sorry. Yeah, no worries, guys. Make sure you save that link there. But we will reach out again after this. So we see Ernest seems really good to me. I think so too, mate. Hope to see you in there. Jana I sell only one product, but 8 designs. Absolutely. Yeah. There are maybe you get a produce pod, Paul. But these guys are a one product business. They do about 180K, I think, every month. They sell it's like a veggie crisper bag.
yeah, that's the one that I just said. That was Fiona's brand.
I didn't see it. Anyway, yeah, it's like doesn't matter. We support a lot of different business models. Some people drop ship. Some people actually make their own products. Some people sell one product, only one product. Every type of business is different, but it's e-commerce. It's if you're trying to sell a product online, that's what we help you with. All these fundamentals, they are the same no matter what business. It's just a slightly different model in the back end. So yes, absolutely. Your answer is yes, Jana. Hope to talk to you all soon in there. Yes, let's do it, Sarah.
Phil, have you joined the community yet? I'm sure I've seen you here a few times before. You're on mute.
Yeah, look, I think the offer that you're putting forward tonight is absolutely fantastic, and I would go for it, but I've signed up for someone else.
Cancel, get a refund, Phil.
Trader.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm still in startup phase.
Righto.
Still a long way to go. Yep.
What brought you here, mate?
You were already signed up with someone else, didn't you? I think that's your story. You're already there.
Yeah.
I thought that's okay. Right.
Good.
You know, you could do both. Why wouldn't you do both?
Yeah, I'm honestly thinking about it. But I'm also very time poor.
Fair enough. Well, then put your time into people that aren't giving you the outcome that you want then. Like if you're in a bad relationship, you don't stay in it, you'd leave it and you go find a better one, right?
Relationship's not bad, just not fun.
Okay.
To it yet.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, we'll chat anyway.
We want great. And you have till Monday, so you're not in a rush right now. I don't want anyone to miss out and be like, shit, I just missed out on saving, $1,200. So
as I said, I think it's a fantastic offer, and if I hadn't signed up with this other mob, I'd be in like clean.
All good, Phil.
We'll help you out. We'll figure something out. I want in.
Christine,
who's Jenny Rose from the Philippines is calling you on Friday? What's that about, Leah? I don't know what that's about, Chris.
No idea what you're even talking about. Christine, how long does it take to convert the theme? We will install it within. Look, there's gonna be a couple of people coming in at one time, so we will probably do 2 or 3 business days to get that into your Shopify. But you immediately get access to the online community, the coaching calls, and everything. So
takes you a couple of days to do. Like most people can do it within the weekend. Leah did it in like a day and a bit. Some people might take a bit longer. It's easy, but there's a whole course.
I think Leah might be working with someone from the Philippines. Yeah, Leah, you take your time. You get to me whenever you have questions that you want to ask. I know you're in a bit of a predicament, so
this Jenny Rose said she was calling from you guys, which is why I made the appointment.
Jenny. She's one of our team members. Yes. Don't worry. Jenny's a good lady. Yeah, just one of our team that do the social medias, Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know who she is.
Yeah, don't worry. Look, you're talking to us now. That's okay. They just do a bit of social media outreach for us every now and then.
Okay.
So no stress there. You're all good. Just but for anyone, if anyone isn't us and they're like sending you links to pay for stuff, double check if it is us. Like I do want to be careful there. Million thanks from Michelle. Forward to chatting. Let's do it. I've learned more in 2 hours than I have from someone who's paid over $2,000. Yeah, we hear that pretty often. Funnily enough, Michelle. Lovely. All right, I do have to head off, Paul. Happy to
I'm good.
Wrap up.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone. It's been an amazing
Thanks,
morning.
everyone. See you in the community.
Let's do it. Bye-bye.